Welcome, my name's Jane, Fit for Your Life. We're going to do some cancer exercises. These exercises are suitable for people who've already been through their cancer or maybe are coming near to the end of it. So not if you've just been diagnosed or you're feeling particularly unwell. So let's start off, first of all, just with a little shoulder roll. So mobilizing our joints. And these are particularly good if you've had any breast surgery. And then you can go the other way. All right, let's tilt our head to one side, give your neck a little stretch. And then the other side. And always make sure you're well hydrated. Have some water with you when you're exercising. And listen to your own body. If you're not feeling up to it today, don't do it. Don't push yourself. So we're going to start now just by lifting your arms up and then back down. Now you may have one arm that goes higher than the other, and that's fine. You just do where you can. So again, we're just stretching those chest muscles, working through your shoulders and arms. Good. Hands in front of you. Let's take those arms out wide and then squeezing them back in again. Again, don't rush, keep it slow. So you might want to think about your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So just nice and slowly. Builds up endurance and strength. It's not a race, as someone told me. Not a sprint, it's a marathon. And as you can see from my t-shirt, I used to run marathons. So let's keep it slow and steady and we'll get to the end. Lovely. All right. Now take a little lean forward, but engage your core. I'm just going to swing your arms. Nice and relaxed. This is quite a good one to do if you ever suffer from any lymphedema. So that's swelling in your arms or legs. You want to get that fluid moving. Just a nice gentle swing. Good. You can swing them up and down. So once we've warmed up, we can move a little bit more vigorously. Not too vigorously though. And stopping if you start to get any pains and aches. Okay, let's have those arms out and a little twist. So again, you may need to just come forward from your chair so you're not hitting the back of your chair. Make sure you've got room in your room. Or you could always just cross your arms if that's more comfortable. Try not to hunch those shoulders up. All right, let's do a little lean from side to side. And then let's have a little stretch. And then change sides. Good. Have a big hug in front, round that back. And then just taking your hands onto your hips, onto your back, sit up tall and squeeze those shoulders and elbows back. Fantastic. So you could just use that as your workout on its own, or as a little warm-up. So let's work a little harder now. You can use bands or weights. I'm going to do some weights today. So again, I've got different size weights, light weights and medium weights today. So let's see what we can manage. So you can lift your arms just to shoulder level and back down. And again, you could do that with the light weights. Or if you're feeling a little bit stronger, more advanced, with the heavier weights. Or as I said in our warm-up, do it without the weights. And again, it's nice, slow. Think about your posture. So you're sitting up tall. I'm not actually leaning back on my chair. Good. Okay, and then we're going to take our arms out at the side, like this. And I always find this exercise a little bit harder. So we've got the light weights, or you've got the heavier weights. And again, if you find maybe you've had a mastectomy on one side, you could always do one heavy, one light. So just change it to what suits you. Let's just do a couple more. So I recommend doing about 10 repetitions. And you can always repeat the video 2 or 3 times. Lovely. Give it a little shake out. Okay, so this time, pushing your hands up to the ceiling, so our shoulder press. Start with those elbows bent at 90 degrees, pushing up to the ceiling. Whew. And that's my 10. You may want a drink of water. Okay. Now another good one for that upper body, particularly if you've got lymphedema, is to do some punching. So start off slowly like this. And then you can do it a little bit faster. Make sure you're moving from the shoulder and the whole of the arm, not just little jabs from the elbow, because you're going to strain your elbow. So you can do some forward jabs. You can add in a little bit of a twist and rotation. You could punch up and across, or just straight up uppercuts. So lots of variations there, and you just do it 30 seconds if you can. You could add in some light weights. Okay, I suggest really, really light weights. So these are probably even a little bit heavy at 1 kilogram, certainly for me. Okay, that's probably some upper body workout done. So let's see, you could do triceps now. So we're going to work our arm. Let's take a weight, stretch your arm up in the air, and imagine there's a straight plumb line going down the back of your head. So you're just dropping it down between your shoulders and back up. You could use your hand there to support this arm and make sure that it's not sort of flaring out there, which mine was just a little bit. Again, if you've got one arm stronger than the other, you could use a lighter weight on one side. It doesn't matter, they don't have to be the same. So again, my elbows pointing forward as much as I can, rather than letting it drift out to the side like that. You might not take it behind your head, you might just bring it down to your shoulder here instead. So wherever's comfortable. You could also use 2 hands if you prefer. Again, don't let those elbows go out that way. Keep your elbows in by your ears. Think about your posture. So a nice long neck, don't let that head drop forward. And keeping your shoulder blades drawn down. Lovely. Now we could also do a little bit of a chest press here, pushing your arms forward with the weight. Remember, it's nice and slow. Brilliant. So that's my 10. But as I said, we could do it with lighter weights. If you get tired, you might want to just swap to doing alternate arms. Lovely. Okay, bicep curls. And again, try and do most of the exercises so that your back's upright and you're not actually leaning back in your chair. That helps you use your core muscles, your tummy and your back muscles. So we've got our palms up here. You can take them down at the side, all the way up to your shoulder, or you could have them from your thighs and knees. Again, try not to swing the body, but keep the body nice and still. And again, you're going to do about 10 of those. Now you can change the hand grip. You can have it round this way. This is what we call a hammer curl. So imagine you're using a hammer. And some people may find that way round a little bit easier. If you're doing it this way round though, I'd suggest probably maybe letting the arms come all the way down here. Lovely. So that's most of the exercises we can do for our arms and shoulders. So let's just give them a little shake out. We can do one for our back now. Now you can do this one standing. You can have a hand and knee on a chair. Try and get that back nice and flat though. Looking forward slightly. And then you're just drawing that elbow up and back. Keep your wrist nice and straight, so don't curl the wrist. We're not bringing it in towards the shoulder or bicep curl. We're thinking about squeezing your elbow up and your shoulder pulling back. Do watch your posture on this one here though. So you could do this one standing instead. Knee slightly bent, pulling it back. And you could also have your hand against the wall there just to steady you, or holding on to the back of your chair. So again, that's a more upright position, leaning slightly forward, but again, just make sure you're not buckling in your back or sticking your bum out. So tuck that pelvis, you want a straight line all the way through your spine. Squeeze that elbow back rather than a bicep curl. And again, you can do 10 on each side. So you're standing. A little bit more of a lean forward. And again, try not to rush it. Good. Now another nice one for our lower back and our hamstrings is our deadlifts. So we're going to hold those weights in front of us and we're going to lean forward. So if you imagine you're making a tabletop, you're only going halfway, a nice flat back. My legs are straight. So the work comes through the back of my hamstrings as I push my heels into the floor and squeeze my bum to pull myself back up. So you may only go a little way. But what you don't want to be doing is using your flexibility and tucking your head in and coming all the way down to the floor, because then I've rounded my back. So let's show you that sideways. So I'm just pushing my bum back, round my head forward. May just get to there, may get a little lower. And again, my arms, hands underneath my shoulders, they're not coming forwards. So they're just nice and relaxed. All the work's hinging from the hips here. And then as you can see, I'm working the hamstrings, pulling myself back up. So you should be feeling it in your back. And again, the wrong one is this one. We don't want to round our back down here. Even that's probably a little bit far, depending on your flexibility. So again, as you come forward, don't let those shoulders drop. Keep your shoulders pulled back. Quite a tricky technique, so you may want someone to watch you or look at yourself in a mirror or video yourself. Slightly easier option is our squats. So again, we're just bending our knees, but imagine you're being poked in the tummy and you're pushing your bum back. So my knees staying over my ankles, pushing my bum back. Now you see, I can come quite low like that. but you probably can't. So just go to where you can, even if it's there. And again, you can do that with the weights. Without the weights, you may prefer something to hold on to. But remember, it's a squat, it's not a plie, okay? So we don't want those knees coming forward. My back upright, I actually need to pivot from the hip. So think push back. That's your squat action there, not from your knees. Now, if you find squats difficult, this is a really good practical one, getting up off your chair. So coming up to standing and back down. So you don't cheat, cross your arms. So you can start with this maybe before squats and then build up to maybe just coming down, hovers and back up. Okay, so those are just a few exercises.